control your emotions. I'm sure that's a phrase we have all heard, but it's not really physically possible because emotions are automatic responses that we can't control or change. But what we can do is change how we feel about any emotion, how we manage the feeling that emotion sets off, and how we respond to the situation. That is what emotional intelligence is basically about. See, intelligence, put simply, means being able to understand something and knowing how to wield that power in a productive, in a constructive, helpful way. And so emotional intelligence is about being in tune with our own emotions so that we respond to any situation in a constructive way instead of reacting emotionally, and also being in tune with the emotions of those around us so that we are able to manage situations, relationships, and connections more effectively. The very first thing we need to understand is that every emotion serves a purpose, whether it's anger, fear, disgust, joy, envy, or any other emotion. They are actually cues to what's going on in our mind at a subconscious level. Like fear makes us feel scared, so we know there's a lot of uncertainty in that situation, and so we need to stay on our guard. But over the years of our life, whether because of lack of sympathy for feeling a certain way or because of some other unhelpful feedback, we have learned that feeling a certain way or expressing certain emotions isn't good, it isn't acceptable. And so we sometimes get thoughts like, it's stupid to feel like this, or if I show my emotions, they will think less of me. The belief that there's something wrong in showing or having certain emotions works on a subconscious level. And even though they aren't really easy to see, these beliefs can make us feel very reluctant to own up to certain emotions. And so we end up reacting or responding in very unhelpful ways. But when we understand that every emotion serves a purpose, it becomes easier to own up to it, to name it, because unless and until we know what we are dealing with exactly, how are we ever going to know what to look for? What's the best way to respond when we are feeling a certain way? How to manage that emotion and situation better? The negative emotions we feel can show us where our priorities in life, our goals and decisions might not be bringing us the results that we really want. And so what needs to change so that our choices and our decisions are more aligned with our values, with what we want from life? Being emotionally intelligent means being able to manage our emotions better, being able to name that emotion based on how we are feeling, understanding what might be triggering that emotion, and being able to respond to that trigger instead of reacting emotionally. How we feel at any given time influences how we think about any situation. Like we all know how anger can stop us from thinking clearly, or fear can make us take decisions that only end up adding regret to our life. And how we think about any situation in turn influences the choices we make. So emotional intelligence has the power to influence how we experience life. And because emotions do not equal action, we don't take the first instinctive action that pops into our mind. Instead, we take a pause and identify the emotion that's making us feel this way so that we know how to respond best. We might not be able to control our emotions, but we can absolutely control what it makes us do. And that's not really very easy. Reacting in anger or disgust is way easier than responding to the situation with maturity. But letting emotions dictate our actions and our choices will only add more uncertainty, more complications, more stress to our life. Now, we all like good listeners because it's easier to talk with them, and also because we can connect with them on a more comfortable level. And they make us feel heard, not only because they give us the space to say something without being interrupted or feeling like we are boring them out of their mind, but also because they seem to understand what we are really trying to say. That's emotional intelligence working in real life, understanding another person's emotions, not just through what they are saying, but also through what they are not saying. Those non-verbal cues, like tone, volume, rate of speech, our facial expressions, body language, because nonverbal cues sometimes add and sometimes they totally change the meaning of what's being said. Sometimes they highlight what's most important for that person in the conversation. It essentially helps us understand what's driving the conversation and so manage the situation more effectively. Becoming emotionally intelligent socially, becoming a better listener is a very valuable life skill, not only because it levels up our personal connections, our experiences with other people, but also because it levels us up professionally, where we become better team players and are able to resolve conflicts more effectively. This video over here is all about becoming a better listener to level up your life and also to make others feel heard, validated, respected, so that they connect with you better. I hope you found this video helpful. Take care and I will meet you in the next video.